want to start this off?
You started off.
So, Jack, today we're talking about the Order 1886.
Technically speaking, if we look at only the gameplay elements of the game, the Order 1886 is a third-person shooter action game. I've heard some people call it like an interactive story, but I have a hard time finding anything interactive about it.
That would be more technically a visual novel where there's a story and you just play through the story and that's all you really do.
And you play as Sir Galahad, Knight of the Round Table, in a kind of revisionist history, futuristic.
I think I don't recall there being lore explained in depth in the game, but the feeling I get, it's England had King Arthur found the Holy Grail.
Yeah. Sure.
I guess.
It's an alternate history of England in which you have funky technology, but it's still the past. So there's kind of, it's like, I almost want to compare it to like a steampunk setting, though it's not steampunk.
No, it's not even really steampunk.
But it had some of the same kind of, I don't know what you call that, of just like alternate past items.
This is 1886 with assault rifles, mostly.
Yeah, like imagine steampunk, but without any of the fun of steampunk. Real quick, for anyone who's just thinking about buying the game and watching this video for a quick review without spoiling anything, do you think anyone should buy this game?
Don't buy this game.
Don't buy this game. If you're thinking about buying this game, don't buy this game.
Really, don't buy this game.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Not recommended.
Not recommended. On to the review!
All right, on to the gameplay. We started the game. And the game starts with you being, tortured. Yeah. And you have very little control of the game for like the first 45 minutes.
The very first thing we're introduced to gameplay-wise in the game is a QuickTime event.
Yeah.
You have to press a button to break free of your chains, and then you get to walk down a hallway, and then it's a cutscene.
Yeah.
That's the game. That's our first introduction to gameplay.
I think you're supposed to feel like you're in charge of the story, like you break the chain by hitting X, you did that thing. But really, no, you're hitting X to continue the story. What happens if I don't? You suppose this is going to be a fail state?
You want to just see how long you came to do this? Because I kind of love that idea.
So there's not even a fail. This is literally just hit X to continue the cutscene. Yep. The complete illusion that you're doing something. This is stupid.
I guess maybe they're just making sure you know how to hit a button. Maybe this is like really basic tutorial.
That's the whole game so far. It's exactly like a Telltale game. It's exactly like the Telltale Walking Dead game without the dialogue tree and without the life or death choices. Who do you rescue? This person? Nothing like that. No. Just you're walking in the room and you're hitting the buttons.
No choices at all. I think that's a really important theme to keep hammering home. This game has no choices. This game has no interaction.
There's no player agency.
No.
None.
Why don't you explain what agency is? Because
agency, it's like control. You have some influence on the events in the game, even if it's just a simple shooter. You're deciding who to shoot, when to shoot, where to move, how to move. Do you run? Do you sprint? I mean, you're in control. You're in the game. You're doing things. The 1886 tells you what to do and when you can do it and how you have to do it.
Even to the point where there were certain sections when the game would crouch for you. There were sneaky sections, stealth sections, and you could not control whether or not you crouched.
Do you remember at the end of the game when auto run started? Auto run just started. The whole game it was, and I hate this, it's really awkward to do. You click L3 to run. And you're doing that the whole game until you get to the ending, when the game has decided you're running all the time now. Why?
Why?
You're taking away the little control the player has.
Yes, that's exactly right.
All I could do before was choose whether or not I wanted to run. I can't even do that now. Well, there's a major innovation in QuickTime events in this game. You can pan the camera over a little bit until the button prompt comes up. And then you can use the button prompt. But even more innovative, this is the amount of choice this game gives you, all right? At some point in the game, you're punching a monster, and there's 2 dots. You can choose to either punch him in the face or the dick. That's variety.
Zelda.
Zelda! Sectoids! Sectoids!
Well, eventually you do get to a section where they give you a gun. It is a highly standard third-person shooter with 0 innovation, 0 excitement. If you played the first Gears of War, that game is more exciting in every respect.
Well, that's a really good example. The gunplay in The Order 1886 is very similar to Gears of War. There's cover-based shooting combat, or you can run up to an enemy and there's an instant kill melee attack. But like in Gears, you would saw a demon in half. Yeah. In The Order, you just punch a guy in the dick.
Fuck it off, you!
I kind of like the dick punching. That might be the best part of the game. I'm Sir Galahad, I'm the valiant knight, and dick punch!
So the shooting gameplay of it.
I mean, it's nothing new. It's everything you've seen in every other game. You get an assault rifle, you get a shotgun, you get a sniper rifle, you get the pistol. There's the rapid fire pistol or the revolver.
The revolver is more powerful, but it holds less bullets. No.
Every game has done this.
Yes.
To be fair, there are like a few creative weapons. Sure. They managed to make them as unexciting as they can, though. There's a lightning gun. There's a gas thrower.
Yes.
That shoots out like a super soaker full of gas, and then you soak that around, and then you launch like the grenade out, and everything gets caught on fire. And then there's a bazooka that you use approximately once and never see again. But those guns, those fancy guns, it's like they give them to you, use it for one section of the game, and then they're gone. They're gone.
With no explanation.
Here's an electric gun. It's got 5 shots. You can't find ammo reloads for it. Use it a few times and pick up the normal machine gun.
This was part of the game. This game was full of promises that they never delivered on. In The Order 1886, Nikola Tesla is your weapons designer. And if anyone doesn't know who Nikola Tesla is, you're on the internet. You know who Nikola Tesla is. He's a mad scientist who worked with electricity and physics experiments.
There's like a myth that before he died, he invented a machine that would create earthquakes, and immediately upon his death, the government stormed into his apartment and took the device.
Yeah.
That is the myth of Nikola Tesla.
So he's a mad scientist, and he's
A real-life mad scientist.
Yes. And he's your weapons creator in The Order. And the very first weapon he creates for you is a scope that goes on your rifle.
SX-84 marksman carbine. Impressive.
You've always had a good eye for craftsmanship. I've outfitted this one with a telescopic sight. It's ideal for long-range shooting.
The world's greatest genius built a rifle scope.
Bullshit.
And let's talk about all the enemy variety you get in this game.
I, like you, first saw this game at Sony's E3. So I don't know about you, but I was under the impression that this game would be about fighting.
Monsters. And that would be a frequent thing in this game.
How many werewolves did we kill in the Order 1886?
But I mean, there's so many other great enemies in the game. There's the people wearing gray uniforms.
Sure.
And then there's the people wearing like kind of a gray convict uniform.
Oh, yeah. But there's also the rebels, which are bland-looking dude enemies in brown.
Everyone's just a boring dude with a machine gun.
Yet another promise not delivered by the game.
Centuries have passed, but our order has remained steadfast in its sacred mission to preserve the balance between man and half-breed.
We are an order of ancient knights, and it is our life's work to fight the werewolves. We got 6 of them. Dick punch!
That wasn't a dick punch, Jack.
This is my dick punch gun! Dick punch! We've been panning the gameplay of the game.
And rightfully so.
But this is, what do you call it,
A visual novel.
This is a story. So Rich, I task to you, we should critique this game only on its story.
Only on its story.
Yes.
Okay, let's do that. Story. Fireworks. Oh, the fireworks. I can deal with dull shooting if they tell a good story. Sure. You know, I am willing to buy subpar game if the experience, I mean, it has to be a really fucking great experience, a really great fucking story. So they gotta really deliver there. What they gave us were cliches.
Cliches.
Let's look at the characters, Jack. Yeah. Let's look at how these characters are cliche.
Cliche.
Who is our protagonist?
Is Gruff McMilitary.
Sebastian and I have long been partners. I trust him with my life.
A little restraint would not be ill-advised.
What's his personality like?
He's kind of by the books.
By the books? Standard military guy?
A little rough.
Oh, what does he do when he's not on duty? Is he ever not on duty in the game?
Do we know anything about his character?
He's very dutiful. He's a standard protagonist. Now let me make something perfectly clear. In a normal like action-y game, in like a Vanquish, that's a fine thing, because your story is a framework to hang game on. So it doesn't need to be special. But the game sucks, so all you got is your story, and all you got is that character. That character sucks.
But you know what? Sometimes the main character is an empty vessel. Because we're supposed to put ourselves in that character. So maybe the world is filled with really great supporting characters. Like Horny Frenchman.
My duty compels me elsewhere. Most fetching, was she not?
I hadn't noticed.
That is because you are not a Frenchman.
Oh, there's Tough Lady.
Oh, Tough Lady. She can really hang with the boys because she's a tough lady.
Once we're inside, don't let anyone else through.
Sure you don't need help, love?
Do you mean a strong man to take control of things?
That's right.
Just stay out of our way. I'd hate for you to get shot by mistake.
I mean, what about Old Mentor?
You heard Commissioner Doyle. It's a police investigation now.
Knights do not relinquish their authority to bureaucrats.
He's the old, wise-ish mentor. He gives orders. He knows what to do.
Don't forget about the leader of the rebels, ethnic tough lady.
There are things worse than Death Knight. Much worse. And if it is mine you seek in your misguided quest, then so be it.
Well, you're forgetting about her sidekick, ethnic tough lady.
I don't respond well to threats.
And Dumbledore.
Lest our ranks be poisoned by those who seek the destruction of all we hold sacred.
This is starting to sound less and less like high art, and more like some schlock written by a 9th grader.
Well, you know, like a lot of work, a lot of films, a lot of stories have very cliched characters, because that way it's easy to understand who's in the movie.
Like Star Wars.
That's a great example. Star Wars is a great movie. Very standard characters, very cliched characters, so they could frame this fun adventure around it. Or something like Hot Fuzz. Very cliched characters, so they can kind of parody that and make an action comedy. Cliched characters aren't the problem. It's cliched everything else.
Well, oh, come on. What about when the rebels that you're fighting, when they turned out to be the good guys all along? I mean, that wasn't a cliched plot twist.
Oh, or what about when the big business corporation turns out to be the evil guy?
Yeah, that's kind of a cliche.
Or what about when your old mentor dies?
Well,
and you go on a revenge mission.
No cliche. No, it's a cliche.
That's like a super big cliche.
Okay. So we have this game. Yeah. And the gameplay sucks. Yeah. But the game is mostly story. Sure. So we have to judge it on the story. Yeah. And the story's cliched. Yeah. But they treat the cliches so seriously. They treat this shit like high art. This is the Oscar winner wannabe of video games. But it's a cliched story about werewolves and Dracula. It's like there's some shit in here where if you treated this a little bit schlockier, if you're just a little bit looser about it, a little, you're having fun with it, this could be some fun stuff. But everybody is so dry and dead serious about Dracula using the Wolfmen so he can be Jack the Ripper.
That's really what happens in the game.
Dracula is using the Wolfmen so he can run around England as Jack the Ripper.
Oh, a vampire. Ooh, a vampire dick. Punch him in the vampire dick.
And also, the story itself is mostly broken. So we start the game in a flash forward.
Yeah.
We have to break out of prison, and we see the people who are in the Order try to...
the people who are our friends trying to recapture us.
And then in the flashback, there are very dramatic moments. Like Tough Lady, for example.
Tough Lady love interest.
Tough Lady love interest is really hurt.
Stay with me.
But we've already been in the flash forward, and we know she's going to be fine.
She's fine.
She's in the flash forward.
I had no tension during that scene because I'm like, oh, wait, no, we saw her in the.
We already saw
so
her in the flash forward, so she's fine.
She's fine. What about the shocking plot twist that you end up fighting against the Order?
Even though we've already fought against the Order in the flash forward. Broken. So we get to the very important and deep story structure of the rebel leader is trying to convince you that the rebels are the good guy, right? But you don't know. You're Gruff McMilitary.
You're Gruff McMilitary, yeah.
What? My Order is the bad guy? So your character decides to follow the rebel leader so she can prove to you that the evil corporation is evil.
There is little I can say to sway your convictions. But there are things I can show you to give you the explanation you need. Your answers await at the company's docks in Blackwall Yard.
But you have one very important rule. We're not going to kill anybody.
Be prepared to meet heavy resistance from the United India Guards.
Until I say otherwise, we will not harm innocent men.
2 seconds later, You murder everyone.
Until I say otherwise, we will not harm innocent men. Until I say otherwise, we will not harm innocent men. We will not harm innocent men. We will not harm innocent men.
Not harm innocent men. Not harm innocent men. Not harm innocent men. Until I say otherwise, we will not harm innocent men.
Now, the proof woman.
For all you know, the rebel leader could be using you to murder all the people in the tea company. That is sloppy, broken writing. Bing! So this whole time, we're fighting werewolves and the rebels. And then the rebel leader shows us the proof that the company is evil. And it turns out that they're vampires.
Look, Hard Knight. See the evil we both fight against.
Vampires? It can't be.
So there's vampires and werewolves.
Are we gonna fight vampires now?
No, not a one. You don't fight one single
No.
vampire.
No. But what about the ending, Jack? Surely the ending of the game is a serious work of art. Can we talk about the ending of this game?
I would love to talk about the ending of the game. Gunshot fade to black? Gunshot cut to black? Gunshot cut to black! Fucking art house brilliant!
Oh
Fuck yeah!
my God!
Fuck yeah!
Oh my God! What the fuck? What kind of ninth grade bullshit tripe is this?
So you get done with this big, intense fight sequence, and then you're ready to take out not even the boss, because the boss is Dracula.
Yeah.
The big bad guy of the game is Dracula. But who do you fight at the end?
The sub boss. You fight the lead henchman.
Yeah.
That's the finale of the game. You fight the lead henchman.
That's it.
You know the worst part about fighting the lead henchman? They flat out recycled the boss fight from midway through the game. They couldn't be bothered to create a new, unique battle for the final boss of the game.
But, Rich, it's not about the gameplay.
It's about the story.
It's about the story.
It's about the story. It's about defeating this side character henchman of the actual bad guy of the game he's important now? This traitor character had like the least screen time out of any of the main characters. See, in a smarter constructed story, this would be like a character you spent a lot of time with earlier in the game. So then when he turncoats, it might actually be a little bit shocking and you might care because I used to like that character. That guy was actually my friend, but no, it's just some guy. He's sort of a brother. We see him in the background once or twice.
Do look after my sister, won't you?
No man in the realm can keep Isabeau from danger when she's of a mind.
Oh, you say true. What's a brother to do, eh? Good luck and Godspeed.
He was a peripheral character, but now he's super important. It's the most important thing in the world, and he's on the ground, and he's defeated.
And then Dumbledore comes
in
and says, actually, I knew he was a werewolf. Well, fuck Dumbledore.
He comes in, he delivers his speech. He's my son. I took in a werewolf as a son. You have to kill him. I'm not going to do it. And then he walks out.
Does it?
And that's it. He came in conveniently to explain what was going on with the werewolf.
Were you waiting there the whole time, Dumbledore? I guess he is a wizard, so maybe he could do a little poofy. So he's the bad guy. The brother is the bad guy, a werewolf, and we have literally been trying to kill him
for the last 45 minutes.
Yes. In so much as we have been stabbing him with our giant knife over and over again.
Over and over and over again.
Yet, we get to the story part of it, and we have him down, and we have a gun to his head, but then our character has doubts about killing the guy he's been trying to kill for the past 45 minutes.
This thing falls apart. Completely falls apart. It was terrible to begin with, but it completely falls apart. At least, before the gunshot fade to black, I at least thought this was just an imbecilic attempt at being arty. But when you got gunshot fade to black, that's when this became cynical arty. All right? This isn't failed art. This is like corporate art. Because it's a total fucking... The end of this game is just a total fucking sequel hook. Okay, let's take Citizen Kane, right?
Classic.
You know what Rosebud is before Citizen Kane ends. That's how Citizen Kane ends. It resolves the story. This doesn't resolve anything. This is not art. This is, you gotta buy the sequel now if you want to see what happens. You want to find out what happens with love interest who's mad at you? Gotta buy the sequel.
No more interaction with her. We've never figured it out. She got mad at you. That's it. That's the game. No, we don't know anything that happened there, right? Yeah. What about Dumbledore, who it's revealed was harboring a werewolf?
He said there's going to be great disruption in the Order if this comes out. We don't see any of that. We don't see any of that.
We don't know about it.
What happens to ethnic tough lady and the rebellion and that story, what she was trying to do with the rebellion?
Were they successful?
Well, I don't.
I guess it doesn't matter.
The game ends. They say that martial law has been declared. At the post-credit, because nothing more arty than a post-credit Marvel-esque sequence, right? Nothing artier than that.
Okay, but you know what? These are all side things, right? Yeah. These are all peripheral. These are all in the side. If only there was, say, like something in the story of the game that was paramount to the plot that was unresolved. Can you think of anything? Oh, I know, Dracula. The main villain of the game. Dracula, aka Jack the Ripper, aka that guy who owns the evil corporation. He's the baddest of the baddest guy. We never fight him, we never take him down, we don't know, he's probably doing very well, he has a very successful business.
This sequel hook nonsense, it just makes you leave the game feeling unresolved and kind of let down. If your game is fucking good, I will buy the sequel. I don't care how it ends. You can resolve all of the fucking story points, and if I had a fun time and you say you're making a sequel, I'll buy your fucking sequel because I like the first game.
If the story is the most important part of the Order 1886.
And you know what? I don't care because the story isn't even good. It's cliched crap, but it's cliched crap that doesn't have an ending.
That's like an extra turd on top of your shit cake.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So, don't buy this game. Don't buy the Order 1886. Don't give them any kind of money.
We're not even going to do a recommendation?
For this cynical shit. Do we need to? Do we need to?
Do you think there are some people out there who are still like not sure?
Well, I wonder what they think. Let's wrap up! It's garbage! It's crap! It's insulting to my intelligence.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. It's...
That ending, though, that was the dick punch. That's when the game dick punched me. Let's burn this game.
I think that we don't usually do this.
Yeah.
But I think this game was so insulting, I would love to destroy it.